hands. How do you take America down from within? How do you do that? You create a chain of crises.
And the Fed chairman says, if I can make one more comment real quick. She came out and said that the United States will be out of this recession by 2016. We'll be doing well. We both know that's a lie. So they are preparing for the collapse and trying to blame it on either the Civil War, Russia, Syria, or China.
Does your dad understand that?
Maybe he saw some pretty intense stuff in Iraq. He's kind of like he's got PTSD.
Even if he has that, I wouldn't let it. Military needs to stop accepting that, just so you get more benefits, because they're going to take all your rights away with that. I've got a lot of family that are multiple combat tours. I mean, one of them, like, no exaggeration, 30 years in the Army as a non-commissioned officer, basically as high as you can get. And I asked him, I said, how many of those were combat tours? And he said about 20 of them. 20, Africa, Mexico, Middle East, Asia, anti-terror stuff nobody's ever heard about in Dominican Republic. I mean, the stuff he told me is just incredible. And he's if you can call him at 2 a.m. to come change your tire, and when he's in Austin, he'll come do it. Because now he's in operations into Mexico. I shouldn't even get into it. The point is that they don't deserve to be labeled and demonized just because they've been through a lot. In fact, I've got an article on the vets here, and I'm going to have Sergeant Biggs on the Nightly News tonight talking about it. Have you heard about the death panels for the military? Even CNN now admits it. You haven't heard about that?
Look at, they're demonizing the vets. They're making you guys look crazy, saying, oh, you guys just want guns and want to start riots. I'm trying to wake him up as quickly as possible. He kind of knows it's all the unconstitutional things they're doing, so he's pretty aware. I just don't know if he knows that they're targeting him and his people specifically,
Oh, and they know who's a good man and who's a bad man, or who's a good woman, who's a bad woman. And that's the thing. The globalists are not going to leave you alone, folks. We either defeat them politically or it goes to a hard war. I appreciate you calling in. You ought to get your dad like in a dark room so you can't see his face, or you ought to just go public when he gets out and talk about the FEMA camps. Now let's get into this CNN article. A fatal wait. Veterans languish and die. Welcome to British care, UK care. The same system we now have. A fatal wait. I told you, Obamacare will be VA care for all Americans, basically. Veterans languish and die on VA hospital secret list. At least 40, probably 100,000, as they always use a low number. Veterans die waiting for appointments at the Phoenix Veterans Affairs healthcare system, many of whom were placed on a secret waiting list. And they just decide if you're old or they don't think you're worth it or whatever to put you on the bioethics eugenics death panel. The secret list was part of an elaborate scheme designed by Veterans Affairs managers in Phoenix who were trying to hide 1,600 sick veterans were forced to wait for months to see a doctor, according to a recently retired VA doctor and several high-level sources. Only reason we know is because they blew the whistle, folks. They'll be called terrorists, don't worry. For 6 months, CNN has reported on the extended delays. Folks, it's worse than that, than delays. It's that they choose who to put on these lists. And it's a death panel. But they denied, but they now admit exists for you and your family. Kevin in Kentucky, you're on the air. Go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Alex.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I was just kind of wondering how we were going to convince people of all the really in-depth and deep topics you're talking about when all you have to do is look into the sky and see the persistent contrails every day, damn near it, and you can't get people to understand that that's being done on purpose.
Well, that's because they've been incrementally, and then they even admit they're geoengineering with the stuff added to jet fuel at the manufacturing point under the patents and executive orders and energy directives. And then they admit they're using lasers to manipulate the weather. And they're using radio waves, and it's in mainstream news, but the public doesn't believe it.
Exactly. And you can see them just ramping it up, just like, what's his name, David Keith admits that they will just gradually ramp it up, his words. And then there are a few different debates out on the internet where the crowd goes irate at the end of the debates, and basically just shut him down in his controlled debates. Anyway, that was just really the main target. It kind of makes me mad to go outside and see this happening on a really pretty day, and then they just bombard you with it. It's like something out of Star Wars.
No, we're living in a science fiction movie. And then the GMO is getting into the gene pool. That's a new scientist at Harvard. And it's within 3 generations, 99% of the rats die and guinea pigs die. We're going into the 2nd generation right now. I mean, they are murdering us right now. And that's why they think it's so funny. But they're liberal, and they're going to stop the racist Cliven Bundy who doesn't want to abort the black people. So don't worry about that. We're going to go to Michelle, and we're going to go to Brian and Zippy and John and others on the other side of this quick break. And we have the video and the breaking article. Cliven Bundy responds to New York Times racism report, claiming he's racist. My dog looks like he has a Hitler mustache.
Attention gun owners. It's reasonable to assume that at some point you may need to defend your family from an armed attack. But is it reasonable to mount a defense without a strong offense? Infidel Body Armor goes on in seconds. Is civilian legal in all 50 states. Is 100% made in the USA. Is veteran owned and ships next business day for free. Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com. INFIDEL Bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
The next 30 seconds could save your life or that of someone you love. The Peacekeeper Mini by Tiger Light is the latest in high-tech self-defense, combining the #1 rated Tiger Light with the amazing new Bluetooth GPS crowd alert technology. There is nothing like it. Endorsed by top police, military, and self-defense experts. Pre-order now at 1/3 the retail price at Indiegogo.com. Search Peacekeeper Mini.
How can you save a ton of money and prepare for emergencies? By having your own in-home freeze dryer from Harvest Right. Now you can cut down on wasted food by freeze drying your leftovers. That's right. Create your own long-term food storage by freeze drying your own fruits, meats, vegetables, even complete meals with a Harvest Right in-home freeze dryer. Imagine the savings and the peace of mind. See how the amazing Harvest Right freeze dryer works at harvestright.com.
Attention all radio listeners. Survival Life is giving away free credit card knives exclusively to our radio listeners here today. Visit mycreditcardknife.com to see this covert knife in action and claim yours for free. It's the same knife you've seen in the airline magazines for $29.95, but today it's yours free. Just pay shipping and handling. mycreditcardknife.com, mycreditcardknife.com. Go now.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you. Has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day. Unique, affordable survival supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit mypatriotsupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. mypatriotsupply.com.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
You got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else did that. And if you disagree, you're racist. Here are 2 articles up on Infowars.com. Decades after Clinton's failure to control media, politicians now simply attack free speech by Kit Daniels last week. Here's the new article today. Hate Crime Reporting Act, a a, dangerous threat to free speech. And they also call it chilling in the Boston Herald. It is. It's a secret police unit through the federal government restricting free speech if they claim it might incite somebody to do something wrong. This is the Soviet Union writ large. And I just want folks to remember that and understand that this is what we're dealing with as a society now. And that people shouldn't take free speech for granted. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, or that we're on YouTube, or we're on Twitter, or we're on Facebook. More and more censorship is happening because the globalists are going to end up going to jail if they don't shut us down. But the difference is we're just going to force their hand. We're not compromising. We're not backing off. We're going to see who wins. We're not buffaloed. We're not bluffed by you anymore. And that's why it's important to support InfoWars as a tip of the spear and to spread the word about the broadcast. We appreciate all of you. I don't want to do this in half measures and get put in prison or killed for no reason. I know we can beat them. And I don't mind getting killed or getting put in prison or set up if we end up beating them. I'm in it to win it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm after. Because these people are so bad, so manipulative, so evil, so predatory. I went and saw the movie last night that was an incredibly good sci-fi horror. But I don't want to see it again. It was that distressing and that well done, shot in Scotland with hidden cameras with real people. I knew there was something about Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson that really freaked me out. A bunch of the movie, it turns out, was shot with high-def hidden cameras. I remember thinking some of it looked like HD, but really weird. It looked like Kubrick shot it or something. This movie really freaked me out. When the aliens, I'll just go ahead and give it away, so spoiler alert, are literally exsanguinating from a dimensional gate. Most people who watch the movie won't even get it. I could tell it was a jump gate dimension at the start of the movie, and also her putting her suit on. It's both. And I was thinking about the New World Order and hating them the whole time, about how they lure good people and use good people and suck them dry. And I literally was so upset because I realized the globalists with their technology and their singularity are an alien breakaway species of Homo sapiens sapien. And that's Ray Kurzweil's own words. Even if they weren't physically a different species, they believe they are and are building a system as if they're a new species. And many psychiatrists believe that psychopaths are actually a different species of human. And I don't like these people. I smash spiders. I don't like spiders, just the way they grab bugs and spin them up and then bite them and dissolve their juices and then suck them dry. Basically, the movie is biological androids collecting humans to feed to a spider. And again, if you see the movie, you won't get that. I know what I'm talking about movies. Like I had the guy that did Drive On in the latest movie, and he said nobody got his movie, and I'm not bragging, but he said, no, you actually got the movie. Nicholas Refn, he goes, you're the first guy to get the movie. He was like laughing and couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm not bragging, but I really get movies and archetypes and, Joseph Campbell type stuff. But, David Icke talks about it's a spider. It's a spider at the center of the web, and it's totally cold, it's totally evil, and it likes to hurt kids. In fact, if this movie was grabbing little kids, it would be about there. I'm telling you, it's really freaked me out, and I'm just telling you right now, it's evil. Whoever wrote this, I haven't even read yet who wrote it. Who wrote it? Screenplay based on Walter Campbell and Jonathan Glazer. Based on Under the Skin by Michael Faber. I want Faber on. I want him on. I bet he's a European. We're going to come into Overdrive and take your phone calls. I'm not being paid to plug Under the Skin. I mean, I had nightmares last night. We'll be right. I mean, it's the enemy, folks. It's the enemy.
A chemical spill contaminating the water supply in 9 West Virginia counties.
This year alone, over 300,000 people in West Virginia had their drinking water contaminated.
What are the health effects of having these drugs in our drinking water?
It's forced medical treatment without the consent of residents.
My friends, water filtration is one of the most basic actions you can take to protect you and your family from the harmful toxins and heavy metals in your tap water.
On average, the county says it sprays with the glyphosate at least once a week.
Few filters cut out the glyphosate that is found in water supply supplies worldwide. Remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, hydrofluorosilicic acid, sodium hexafluorosilicate.
Fluoride, it is in tea, it's in coffee, it's in water, it's in bread, it's in toothpaste.
It is our responsibility to protect our families. The establishment's not going to do it. It's time to take action. It's time to filter our water. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and use promo code WATER to get 10% off their entire family of incredible products. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
Coast to